We're in a 2009 Jeep Grand Cherokee. We're going to do a remote starter that activates from the OEM remote. This vehicle is already equipped with a OEM remote starter, but we're going to do our version of the remote starter that's going to activate on 3 press of the lock button, and then we're going to add the MyCar Telematic smartphone controller to our system. We're going to start by flipping the dash down. We can go ahead and we can remove the under dash after we flipped it down. Some grooves here, we can slide this piece off. We're looking for the ignition plug. I'm going to move the camera so you get a better look. Okay, it's a little hard to see the main ignition plug. We can reach up around here and we can grab it. There's a clip that we're going to press down. The clip is located on the top of the plug, the top side. We're going to press the clip and we're going to unplug the OEM ignition switch here. At this point, we can take our T-harness, which has an ignition plug on it, and we're going to reach up in there and we're going to plug in our T-harness. So we're going to orientate it so the clip is facing upward before we go up in there. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to plug in the ignition plug. Going to make sure it locks. Now we can plug in the ignition plug that we removed into the other end on the T-harness here. Trying to do this with one hand, sorry. Okay. We're ready to begin the programming procedure. Okay, we want to start by removing all of the plugs to the device. There's a program button located on top of the device. We want to hold this button down while we plug in the 4-pin data plug or the power plug to the device. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to hold the programming button while we plug in the 4-pin. When we do this, these LEDs are going to begin to cycle. We want to release on solid blue. It's the first light that's going to come on. And if we don't let up, the lights are going to cycle around through different colors. They'll cycle back to blue and we'll release. If we make a mistake, we can pull the 4-pin and repeat the procedure. So we want to release on blue. We have a solid blue light. We want to plug in the remaining connectors. Total of 4 plugs, including the data plug. We have all 4 plugs plugged in. We have a solid blue light. Then we want to put the key in the ignition and turn the ignition to the run position. This is the position where your dash lights come on just before the vehicle starts. The blue light will begin to flash rapidly. At this point, we'll shut the key off, remove it from the ignition, and we'll press the lock button on the OEM remote. This will complete programming. To start the vehicle, we simply lock the doors 3 times. This will trigger the device to start the vehicle. The vehicle is up and running. It will run for 15 minutes. We can shut it down by locking the doors 3 times or by holding the brake pedal. I like to hold the brake pedal because it confirms the device is communicating with the vehicle. We're now going to move on to installing the MyCar smartphone interface. This is the MyCar control module sold by WarmCarNow.com along with the remote starter kit. If you purchase this from WarmCarNow.com, everything's plugged in. All the appropriate cables are plugged in and it's shipped ready to be plugged into your remote starter. There's a data cable, has a 4-pin plug with a clip. I want to plug this into our black plug on our harness. When we do this, the MyCar will turn on and start looking for a cellular signal. There's a stamped in the case that says mount with this side down. We want to make sure when we mount it, it's facing down this side here with the label on it. And we're going to set it up on the dash with the correct side facing up until it acquires a cell phone signal. And then I'm going to show you how it works. Okay, we're going to program the evo-all to accept the MyCar as a controller. first thing we want to do is we want to unplug the 4-pin plug to the Evo. We're going to hold the program button, plug in the 4-pin plug. We're going to let the light cycle until we have a solid red and blue LED. When we have the red and blue LED lit, we're going to release the button. Again, if we screw up, we can pull the 4-pin and do it over. Once we've released and we have the solid blue and red light, we want to press and hold the button down again. Keep it down. The blue and red will go out. Release when they come back on. At this point, we're ready to begin programming. We want to put the key in the ignition, turn the ignition to the run position. When we do this, the yellow light's going to come on, and then the blue and the red are going to blink. This is an acknowledgement that the Evo has accepted the MyCar as a controller. So I'm going to turn the key on, watch what the lights do. And you saw them blink when the yellow light came on. That was the Evo accepting the MyCar. We're going to shut the key off and remove it. The Evo will exit programming mode. Okay, we've started our MyCar app. We're going to go ahead and we're going to send a lock command to the vehicle. And if you listen, you'll hear a honk and the doors lock. Okay. And we have confirmation that the doors are locked back at our device. We're going to send an unlock command. Oh, I hit it twice. There's our unlock command along with our confirmation that the doors are unlocked. We're going to go ahead, we're going to start the vehicle. We've sent the command. The vehicle's received it. The vehicle's cranked and started. We have confirmation with our runtime indicator. We have a voltage indicator up here, and we have a signal strength indicator. We can also locate the vehicle using the GPS tracking feature in our MyCar. And that's exactly where it is. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how to connect the parking lights on this vehicle. Okay, parking lights are activated by a negative signal on this vehicle, and they're done underneath the hood. We have a firewall penetrating tool that allows us to sneak a wire out through an existing grommet. Basically a screwdriver with a hole in it. We're going to go ahead and we're going to follow the hood release cable, and we're going to pierce this wire through with the hood release cable, and then we're going to go around and retrieve it under the hood. A little hard to see under here. Our hood release cable's right here. We're going to go ahead and push our tool through. Okay, we pushed our tool through. We're in the back of the firewall. We're going to use our long needle nose to reach down and grab the wire and pull it off of the screwdriver and out about this far. We're going to be going to this fuse box right here. Okay, we're in our fuse box, and our target relay for the parking lights is right here. We can confirm this by turning the parking lights on and pulling this relay out, and the parking lights will turn off. What we're going to do is we're going to connect to one of these pins, and we're going to turn on this relay with a negative trigger. I'm going to show you how we do that. Okay, we want to start by stripping about 1.5 inches to 2 inches of the wire. We're going to twist our wire. We want to use a small gauge wire when we do this. It's only a negative signal, so we don't need a thick wire. And we're going to locate the small pin that sits closest to the driver's side. We're going to wrap this wire around the small pin, and we're going to be careful not to let any stray strands touch any other pins. If you look, there's no stray strands here that can touch anything. We're going to continue wrapping it until we've used all the wire. And then we're going to set this down for a second. We're going to take our electrical tape. I'm going to put the wire straight up the relay, and And we're going to wrap a piece of tape around it. We're not going to go crazy. We get too much tape, too much wire, it's not going to plug back in. So again, we're on the side facing the driver's side. We have no stray strands touching anything. We're going to reinsert this relay a little bit into here. And if you see the position that the relay is at, right here, it's the first micro relay next to this row of 10 amp fuses. Just going to put it in here. And now we should be able to take a grounded test light, touch the wire, and we should hear the relay activate. Hear the relay activating? And I'm watching the parking lights turn on and off. If we go to the wrong side, the test light will light and the relay won't activate. You can definitely do damage under here making this connection. You don't want to be on the wrong pin, so you want to verify with the test light that you're on the right side of the relay, and that when you activate the relay with a negative signal from the test light, that it's turning on the parking lights. And here I'm showing you the parking lights being on. I'm going to release the relay and the parking lights shut off. We're going to go ahead, we're going to shore up this wire, loom it, and connect it to the Evo inside. Okay, we've loomed our wire and we've closed it into this cover here, and we've just loomed it up to the firewall. And we're going to go ahead, we're going to close the hood, we're going to go back inside the vehicle. Okay, now we've routed our wire up to our device. On WarmCarNow's units, we have our parking light wire banded here. We can go ahead and we can pull the parking light wire, which is the brown wire with the white stripe, out of the banding here, or the zip tie, and leave the other two wires in. Just need enough to attach to this blue wire. So we're going to leave a little bit here, and we're going to roll up everything when we're done and secure it with a zip tie. So we'll just strip the brown wire with the white stripe and the wire we ran, and we're going to connect them. We're going to use a crimp cap. You can use whatever connection means you choose. And now this will give us parking light control. A little bit hard on the Jeep that you have to go out under the hood, but you don't need a resistor or anything. It's a straight negative trigger. Now we're outside the vehicle. I'm going to trigger remote starting from the OEM fob. And now you see we have parking light control. And the lights will stay on for the duration of the run time, which is 15 minutes. Whether it's day or night, whether you leave the switch on, off, in the auto position, doesn't matter. The parking lights will operate when the vehicle is in remote start mode. Okay, we're outside the vehicle. We have our app up and running. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to start the vehicle. Sent the start command. The vehicle's up and running. Well, now we'll shut it off. We have a runtime indicator. It's a 15-minute runtime. I'm going to shut the vehicle down. We've sent the stop command. And the vehicle is shut off. I'm going to lock the doors. There's our doors locked. We're going to unlock the doors. And we can also locate the vehicle using our GPS traction. The GPS tracking is dead on. It's exactly where the vehicle is being worked on. Can I give you a good mounting location for the MyCar? We're going to take this and we're going to pull this right off. I'm going to grab it and pull on it and take it right off. This is the instrument cluster bezel. What it's going to do is going to open this right up. I'm going to mount the MyCar right here. Now I popped this out to allow me to get my hand in here to fish the cable up to the MyCar easier. We've come up, we're just going to come right across the top here. The MyCar is zipped to these two harnesses. We're going to replace the top piece simply by setting it in place and pushing straight in on this bezel. I'm going to lock the bottom down, and then we're going to lock the other side bottom down. And we should have a really good signal strength and no obstructions with the MyCar unit mounted here.